Hello, everybody. Big welcome to the Soul Loaf with Jayne, my YouTube channel. And this week I've got a beautiful guest with me for my Soul Spotlight. So I'm just going to go straight ahead, really, and just ask Marion Morley, who is joining me today, to just introduce yourself to us, Marion. And a huge welcome and thank you for coming on here.
Thank you, Jane, and so delighted and excited to have been invited. Well, I am Marion Morley. I am a soul purpose coach, soul plan practitioner, a manifesting queen, known as the joy activator, and I just love doing everything manifesting. It just really brings me so much joy. I work with my clients to help them manifest their dream lives. But not only that, I help them to really connect in with who they truly want to be. Because when you know who you really want to be and you can identify with that, then everything else just falls into place. So
Yes.
that's me. Mm.
Okay, all right, that's lovely, wonderful. Yeah, manifesting, and I know that your courses and programs that you run are just absolutely amazing. I've been on a few of them with you, and I've absolutely loved every part of it. They are incredible. Okay, so you're bringing in all of this beautiful, wonderful work for everybody now and sharing your gifts and, really sharing that out there so brightly and so strongly. Could you tell us a little bit about your story, Marion, how you got to where you are now?
Well, I've always considered myself to be an ordinary girl. I sort of grew up in southeast London in the 50s and 60s, and was the middle child of five. And I was a very quiet child, actually. I liked to sit in the corner and play and read my books, and you would always find me with my nose in a book. And I left school at the earliest opportunity because I didn't really like school. So I left in those days, you could leave at 15 and 3 months. And so that's what I did. And I started working as an office junior and doing stuff like that. And also, when I was 15, I met my soulmate, the man that I was meant to spend the rest of my life with, and I'm still spending that with him.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, we met in 69, married in 71, and are still plodding along together. So really
Yeah.
well. And we've got quite a bit of a dynasty with us. We have 3 children, 10 grandchildren, and now 4 greats. So, and I've always encouraged my kids and the grandkids, um, the greats are a bit young yet, to do the best they can and to be the best they can,
Mm.
and always to be kind. To me, it's so kindness is a really big thing. And then after I'd had my third child and we'd moved house, I started to work in the NHS. I got a little
Mm.
part-time job in the evenings, um, cooking suppers for the patients in the local community hospital, which to my, I don't know, but to my amazement, I absolutely loved. I adored it. And that started my career in the NHS. And I worked there for 30 years. I became a full-time cook and then went into management and then started managing. I had over 100 staff managing over about 17 sites. So it was really a
Wow.
really
Yeah.
busy job, but I
Mm.
loved it. But one of the things I loved the most about it was mentoring the staff and encouraging the staff, because I'm all about encouraging you to be the absolute best that you can be. And staff would say to me, "Oh, I don't matter. I'm just the cleaner, or I'm just the cook, or nobody sees me. I'm only a porter."
Mm.
But my response would be, "No, you're not just, because if you weren't here doing the job that you do, then the wheels wouldn't turn." And I encouraged them and mentored them. And one of the proudest things that I did was every member of staff under my service while I was working there got an NVQ. I don't know if NVQs are still around, but they all got a qualification. which made him feel so proud. And we always made a big thing about it at certificate giving time, with made it a real celebration.
Yeah.
Put on a buffet for them, got the chief executive or one of the top directors to present their certificates. Because for me, to see that glow in them, to see that pride of what they've done, it just made me glow. It just made me feel so really, really proud. So
Yes.
fast forward 30 years, and it was getting tough. Sort of, father was ill, and so many other things going on. And I was perhaps falling out of love with it a little bit. Little did I know that the universe was listening to me. Me, dragging myself out of bed in the morning to go to work, the long hours, quite often 60-hour weeks I was putting in. And at 60 years of age, it was pretty tough.
Yeah.
And there came another big change in what we were doing. And I didn't want the change. I didn't want to do it. It wasn't what I wanted. And I was going, oh, it's not what I want. But I wasn't brave enough to hand my notice in. I wasn't brave enough to leave. And
Right.
then one day I was offered the chance of voluntary redundancy. Now, normally I'd have come home, I'd have discussed it with my husband, I would have thought about it for a few days. But yes, please came out of my mouth in such a rush that I took it, because I knew it was time for me to do something different. I knew it was time for me to step forward. I'd always loved learning, and during my job, I'd done diplomas and all sorts of things. And I trained as a life coach towards the end of my job, because I was already thinking about what's next, what I'm going to do. So then when I went to an event at the Banyard Centre, and there was somebody doing soul plan readings, and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. So I had a soul plan reading, and it just blew my mind. It just took me away. There was my soul purpose just put there for me on a plate. And it was just everything that it just talked about: the challenges I'd had in my life, my talents, my goals, and where I was to go next, and my soul purpose. And if you see behind my shoulder, there's a mandala on the wall. And
Yeah.
in that mandala contains all of my soul energies. So
Wow.
it's
That's
here with me
fantastic.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Mm.
And so I trained to become a soul plan practitioner, and to give people this joy of knowing their soul purpose and where they needed to go and what they wanted to do. And that was the start of my real step into my spirituality.
Yeah.
I had felt it knocking on my shoulder. I went to the Holistic Healing College in London, and I took various courses and became a holistic life coach, soul coach, spiritual coach. And that's what I do. And then
Right.
manifesting appeared. And the more I got into it, the more I realized that I'd actually been manifesting all my life,
Yeah.
but didn't
Yeah.
know what it was. I always thought, right place, right time. Yeah, that's really good. Not realizing that the universe was putting stuff in the spotlight for me, in my way, giving me
Yeah.
the opportunities to grab. So I started manifesting, and I started a group on Facebook, and I did my very first manifesting challenge, just a short 5-day challenge. And oh my goodness, was I scared? Was I
Yeah.
scared? But it was just so good. And now every year I am running, the challenges have got bigger and bigger and better and better. And I run a 21-day challenge in January. And I know that you were on the last one that I did.
Yeah.
Been on a couple of
Fantastic.
my challenges.
Yeah.
And the comments and things that I've had come back from that have been that it was the best challenge that they've ever been.
Mm.
I've helped clients manifest houses. I've helped clients manifest jobs, soulmates, new cars, all sorts of things, just
Yeah.
by giving them the tools that they need to be able to do that.
Mm.
So that's what I do now. I help people with manifesting. But
Yeah,
when you talk
just
to people
fantastic.
about manifesting, they say, oh, it's just about, putting it up to, just putting your list out there about what you want and then just wait for it to happen. My goodness me, it is not.
No,
It
no.
is not at all.
Okay. Tell um tell us then with manifesting, right? It's not just about positive thinking. It's not just about, oh well, I'm going to think
No,
this and then that's going to happen. That's
no,
going to be great.
no,
So what goes on with that, Marion? Okay, positive thinking obviously is important, but what are the other ingredients then in the
no.
mix that people need
Well,
to know about?
again, having clarity around what you want is a really, really big thing.
Yeah.
Knowing about your desires. But for me, one of the biggest pillars of manifesting is gratitude. Just
Yes.
being so grateful for everything that you have and everything that is there to come in for you. And I really advocate gratitude. And when I'm working with people, that they practice gratitude every single day.
Mm.
But manifesting, it isn't about having. It's not about having everything you want. It's not about having loads of money and loads of stuff. It's it's not about having and getting. It's about being.
Mm.
Manifesting is a way of life. It's about being. It's about being in abundance, being in gratitude, being in joy. And I
Yeah.
love the joy. I mean, I'm known as the joy activator, as you know, but
Yes.
and it's about being in joy. It's about taking action, about taking
Mm.
that inspired action. You get those little nudges. I think I'm going to do that today. Or it's about decluttering. It's about making space in your life because I found a quote that said a little while ago that you cannot grab for anything new when your hands are full of yesterday's stuff.
Mm. That's very true.
So
Yes. Yeah.
really sort of decluttering. Um, and it's not about waiting for it to drop into your lap. It's
Mm.
about doing, it's about taking those actions. So you can already see there is so much more to manifesting than saying, hey, universe, I'd like £1,000 or £1,000,000, win the lottery.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then you can't just lay there on the sofa with a crystal on your head and a crystal on your chest and one on your tummy and just wait for it to drop because it doesn't work like that.
No, no, it really doesn't.
You
No,
have to take
definitely
action.
not.
I mean, if you want to win the lottery, obviously the first action is to buy a blooming ticket.
Well, yeah,
Right?
quite.
You have to take action.
Yeah, that's
Um,
right. Yeah.
and,
Mm.
it's about taking inspired action, really.
Yes.
Um, Working towards it because you have to co-create with the universe. You
Yep.
just can't wait for the universe to give it to you. And sometimes you might think, oh, I've put it out there. I want this. And I've had people say to me, Marion, I've done everything that you've asked me to. I'm doing gratitude. I'm journaling. I'm acting as if I've already got it. Acting as if it's already yours. Putting your swag on is a really good one to do. But
Yeah.
nothing is happening. And I had this conversation with a lady who was wanting to move to a bungalow and nearer her family that would be suitable for her disabled husband. I'm doing everything, but nothing's happening. So we had this conversation, and what she was doing is she was gripping on so
Mm.
tightly to her desire. She wasn't giving the universe any wriggle room. She wasn't giving the universe any time to breathe. And when the penny dropped for her and she did that, within 3 weeks, she was off the bungalow
Right. Wonderful. Yeah.
exactly where
Yeah.
she wanted
Brilliant.
it to be.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and again, this has happened with other people. Let go, just surrender, put it out to the universe, and then just surrender. because the universe knows when the time is right for you.
Yeah,
The universe knows when you're ready, because sometimes, we're not ready. So
that's
there's a
true.
lot
Yeah.
to say for divine timing. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. That's right.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so you've spoken a lot at the moment about inspired action. So how would somebody know that they are receiving that inspiration? How do they kind of discern, am I being inspired right now, or is this something else that's
The
happening?
signs, it's the symbols, it's the little things that you see that show you're on the right track. For example, one of the big days and one of the favorite days in the challenge is the signs day, where you ask the universe for you decide what you want, you send it up to the universe, and then you ask the universe to give you a sign to show that you're on the right track. And just allow that sign to just drop into your head. Don't force it, don't push it, just allow it. Now, the first one I had was the song Zoom by Fat Larry's band when I first asked for a sign. And it's
Okay.
one of my favourite songs. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, that's a bit random. Where am I going to hear that? But within a week of me giving that, I had references to that song, heard it twice on the radio, and another reference to it 3 times within a
Mm,
week.
fantastic.
Um,
Yeah.
Another one I got was cats. Now, people who know me know that I don't do cats. Cats are just not my thing.
Mm.
But my God, I was stalked by them. I was absolutely stalked by
Okay.
cats. I had cats to the left of me, cats to the right of me. So this is what will happen. You'll ask for your sign and it will come in.
Yeah.
And it could be anything. It could be feathers. It could be a particular flower. It could be a color. As I said, a song. It can
Mm.
be anything that will drop into your mind. And then just trust and thank the universe for giving you your sign. And then wait for it to show. And that will show you that the actions you're taking are right. But you might be looking for a new house, as an example, and you've driven to the place you want to move to, and you're given a little nudge to go down a particular road that you've never thought about, you've never been down before. It's a road you've never traveled along,
Yeah.
and then you get along there and there's a for sale sign, and it's the perfect house for you.
Mm.
These is the guidance, these are the actions that you need to be taken, the nudges, because the universe will nudge you along the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but
Absolutely.
seeing the signs, seeing the symbols, and I want to say believing and trusting very much is two very important things for you to
Mm.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
taking small steps each day towards what it is you want. For example, if you want to have a holiday, and you've put up to you if you want to have this wonderful holiday and you want to go, say, on a safari. Let's choose a safari that you'd like to go on a safari. So the universe thinks, well, a safari. But where does she want to go on that safari? Does she want to go to Africa or India or whatever? What does she want to see? And you just start doing your research. You start reading about it. You about looking about it. You start thinking about where you want to go, where you want to stay. What do you want to sort of accommodation do you want to stay in? So you start bringing it all together, all in like a big pot. And because what you're giving the universe specific information to work on your desire.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's all about the clarity.
It's all about the
Yeah.
clarity. It's all about being specific, the symbols, the signs, and taking the action, and huge, 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 big dollops of gratitude.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Gratitude. Yeah. So, so important. It really is. Okay. So if you were to uh, say to somebody to be magnetic, right? Because that's a word that's used a lot, isn't it? Whenever we're manifesting anything, there's that magnetism, isn't there? The magnetic energy
Yeah.
that's important for that as well. How would you say that people watching this might be thinking, how do I feel that? How do I feel magnetic? What would you say to them?
It's believing, it's trusting in your desire around what you want, and it's feeling it. For me, it's feeling. Manifesting
Yeah.
is all about feeling good. It's all about feeling good about what you want, and then when you put those feelings out, then you start to magnetize the thing. You magnetize it back in. um and magnetize is such a funny sort of word that I think people use around manifesting, but it is about trusting, it's about believing, and it's about the feel good, the feeling good, because when you feel good, you visualize what it is that you want, and the emotions and the excitement, because when you visualize that and you allow the emotions to come up and it feels so good for you,
Mm.
then that's when the magnetizing happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's a feel good factor.
yeah.
Yeah, which anyone can have, can't they? Anyone can get that really good
Yes.
feeling.
Mhm.
So that's really important as well. Again, it's another ingredient that's going into that mixing bowl, isn't it, really,
Yeah, I mean,
of
step
things
back
that people
into
want.
something
Yeah,
when you felt really good, like Christmas morning when you were a child and
yeah,
you opened up that present that you so,
yes,
so wanted,
yeah,
and stepping into that feeling, because, yeah, just into that magical, because
mm,
I tend to use the word magical around manifesting rather than
yeah,
magnetizing, because I think it is magical.
yes,
It is a
absolutely.
magical
Yeah,
thing to do.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm,
yeah. Okay. So bringing that magic in then through, like you said, times where you felt so happy
mm.
and just wonderful because you've received what it was that you were really wishing for, asking for, like the Christmas present as a child, connecting with those memories. Yeah. And then would you would you be able to recommend a way that people can bring those fully into their being, but they bring it into their heart, for example? How would
Yeah,
they
it is.
connect with that?
Visu- visualize, visualize what, as I say, step back into when you have received something, or you that has made you feel so excited, so good that
Mm.
your emotions are bursting. It's absolutely
Yeah.
wonderful, and how that
Yeah.
felt in your heart. It's very much that heartfelt feeling, and feeling the magic of it, and how that felt, and then taking that from that feeling from there and putting it onto what it is you want to manifest, and
Yeah.
just bringing it's that emotional feeling. And I did have a thought drop in my head, but it's, knowing me, it's sort of dropped out again. It'll come back
Okay.
to me.
It'll come
It will
back.
come
Yeah.
back to me. But it's about having that emotional connection with what it is that you want,
Yeah.
and it needs to bring you joy, it needs to be happiness, it needs to make you feel excited
Yeah.
around what it is that you want. And
Mhm.
sometimes when we go back into our childhood excitements, that really helps us to recognize those emotions. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, all right. No, that sounds absolutely lovely. So we'll come back soon to more of your manifesting work and definitely about your new program that's coming in very shortly. But before we do that, could you tell us a bit more about your soul plan readings? How does all of that work? That sounds absolutely amazing as well.
Soul plan reading is based on the energy that is in the letters that make up your birth name.
Hmm.
So I take your birth name exactly as it's written on your birth certificate, even if there's a spelling mistake, because sometimes there can be, and because that is meant, it's not a mistake, it's something that happens. And then I plot around your star of creation, and I look at it from two aspects. The first aspect is your worldly, which is what you came in with, what you came in at birth with. So I look at the challenges that you were brought in with, the talents you have, the goals. And, somebody may come in with an 11-2 energy in the challenges, which is a simulation, structure, and harmony. And quite often with that, I will see people who have learning disabilities, people who are perhaps on the autistic spectrum, particularly, yes, people who find it really hard to learn, people who actually need to be within a structure to learn. I have a grandson who is autistic. He has an 11-2 challenge, and when he is out of his structure, it is impossible for us. He has to have that structure. So, and then perhaps looking at somebody who has there are 22 energies within the soul plan, but you could have a 7 energy, which is integration. And if that's in a talent position, it's where you draw all like-minded people to you. You are a magnet for people. So there are lots of energies around, like there's a 6 energy, which is all about creativity. Now, in a challenge position, that's like a scattergun going off in your head with so many thoughts and ideas coming in that you're in overwhelm and you don't know where to go. Or it could be in a challenge or in a talent position where it just brings you in all those lovely, you see people are so creative, and I see them and I think, you've got a 6 in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And then from the second aspect, when you're about 35, your spiritual aspects start to come in. So then I start to look at it from a spiritual point of view. And, you could have a 5-5 spirituality come in as a challenge on your spiritual aspect, and that's where you're ignoring it. You don't want to know it. This is, you don't understand anything that isn't tangible. It's really sort of, you could be too much in your head, more in your head and not in your heart. So lots of things like that. But I absolutely love doing it. And quite often when somebody asks me to do one, and I'll have a look, and then I'll think, yeah, I'm sure you've got that in your plan. And then when I go back and I do the work, I always find that I am right. But it takes you back to your soul purpose, your destiny, the reason that you are here. And that could be divine mother, it could be teacher, it could be somebody who's here to do spiritual teaching, that you're here to run groups and all sorts of things. There are so many connotations that come in, but it's so good when you find what your soul purpose is. And you will have challenges, there will be challenges, but you are given the talents to help you push through those. And quite often you are given the talents you need to help push through those problems. And sometimes you can have a challenge and a talent that is the same energy, which just gives you the idea that it tells you that you actually have got the antidote for the challenge because you've got that same energy challenge. And it could be that you have the same challenge energy as your soul purpose energy, and that means you really got to push through your challenges to manage your soul purpose. So I love it, and all the way that it works around it. Wonderful.
It sounds absolutely wonderful. And yes, to be able to have that connection, have that knowledge of your soul purpose, your soul mission, that must be life-changing.
It is. And I always also can work with them on a business name, because it works on business names, book titles, projects, anything. And I will compare the business name to your birth name, and then I can see how they marry up and how it will work. Because as an example, the very first name I had for my business had none of my birth energies in it. And then that was why it wasn't working for me. But now the name I have is absolutely perfect.
Yeah. So these things make a big difference, don't they?
They do. They
really
make
do.
a huge difference. A huge
absolutely.
difference. I
Yeah.
just got somebody to remove the dot in the middle of her business name, and it just opened up
Yeah.
for her completely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just wonderful, isn't it? It's all about the detail with that as well, isn't it?
it
As you say,
is.
just
Yeah,
taking out a dot
yeah. Just
just
take out
makes
the dot.
such a big
Yeah,
difference. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, Marion, that's wonderful. So clearly your working life before you trained as a life coach and before you did your soul plan readings and all of that as well, all of that amazing experience that you had with working in the NHS like you did and managing so many people, which is absolutely incredible, that really did give you so many amazing skills, people skills, didn't it, that could really take you forward into where you are now, which, as
Yes,
you say, is completely soul aligned and so, so different from what you were doing
yeah.
before. Yeah,
It is.
it's wonderful. The steps of the journey.
It is the steps of the journey, and it is very different. But when I look back on it now, I can see where I was being guided,
Yes.
because it was step by step guidance, moving up into doing other things. And the joy that it brought me with the connections with people, and just that it was, I always thought that I wasn't creative at all. And I've got a plethora of sixes in my soul plan, in challenges, talents, and goals. And then I sort of realized that I always thought creativity was writing, art, and all of that sort of thing. But actually, you are creative in every walk of life, in
Yeah.
whatever you do.
Yeah.
And then it took me to
Absolutely.
realize that
Yeah.
I was really creative in everything that I was doing.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You don't, as you say, when you look back and see all of the things that have happened, you really do see that it was all meant to be, wasn't it? Absolutely. Everything at right place, right time, divine timing, as you said earlier. Yeah, really, really amazing. Okay, so last year you created some of your own cards as well, didn't
I
you?
did, I
Yeah.
did, I
Okay,
did.
have you got them with
Uh,
you? And would you like to tell us about
uh,
those, Marion?
I create. Let me just pop over here.
Just have a quick sip of water.
I decided last year that I wanted to have something tangible to offer to people. So I created these, and you can see with the light, these are Manifest Your Dreams, and they are um I've got some already up, and they are sort of little cards. They fit into your handbag, they fit into your hand, they're small, they're easy to shuffle, and they just have little affirmations on them, daily affirmations.
Yeah.
I attract abundance effortlessly and offer gratitude for all that I receive. So they are 44 within that. And then I was talking to a mum at the school, because I go and pick up my granddaughter from school quite
Mm.
often. And we were just chatting about the kids and the pressures and everything that they are under. And I had a dream one night about creating some cards for children. Oops. So I did. I did. And they all have little statements on the back, like this one is, I am enough.
Yeah.
I am an amazing person. I can control my own happiness. Now, the backings on these ones are happy vibes.
Yeah.
So perhaps a
Lovely.
bit for sort of slightly older kids. And then I have happy, positive me. And this one says, I am important.
Yeah.
And I am capable of so much. So they're just lovely little cards. And everyone who has brought, particularly purchased the children's one, has said that their kids love them. They have them on their bedside table in the morning, and they choose a card and it helps them through the day.
Mm.
This one that I've just picked out is, I have courage and confidence. So
Yeah.
the idea of them was to give them a little bit of, I don't know if I want to say courage or hope, that if they were having a bit of a bad time at school, because we know that they can have a bad day, that they can,
Yeah.
take this out, they can slip it in their pencil case or whatever, look at it through the day. I can control my own happiness, and really around letting go. So yeah, and even around sort of helping, perhaps standing up for a friend. I stand up for what I believe in. So
Yeah.
if you see a friend having a bad time, that you sort of stand up for them. So I absolutely loved doing these. They just filled me with joy doing those.
Yeah.
And then I just sell them from my website and from my Facebook group,
Yeah.
and that,
Okay.
and they really are. They're delightful cards. So we have
Yes,
the
they
adult
are.
ones where you can pick out, this one I just picked up: whatever is meant for me will never pass me by,
Mm,
which is such a lovely statement to
it
have.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It
yeah.
is lovely. Yeah,
So they are
beautiful.
really, really good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So they're like pockets of positivity,
they
aren't
are
they?
pockets of
For everybody,
positivity.
really,
Yeah,
for
and
children as well as for grown-ups. Yeah.
you can keep them in your handbag. They can keep them
Mm,
in their pencil case, in their school bag. If they're having a bit of a rough day, they can just open them and pull a card out.
yeah. Yeah.
And the people who have bought them for their children, they went in as lots of little stockings at Christmas,
Yeah.
stocking fingers,
Yeah.
said that they've been absolutely delighted with them.
Yeah.
So that's really, really pleased to me. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
good,
great.
good. And
Mm,
they're so joyful. And I
mm.
love them as well. I've got a pack of those, as you know,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
absolutely love those as well. It's just like a quick hit of, oh yeah, love
yeah.
that. And you
Big
just take a
hit
little
of
card from that.
positivity that
Yeah.
you can just take through the day,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
the more positive you can be,
Yeah,
the better life is.
definitely. Yeah.
Because what you think, what your thoughts are, what you think about, and are what you get. So if you get out of bed in the morning, think, oh, I'm tired. What are you going to be all day? You're going to be tired. But
Yeah.
if you get out of bed in the morning, oh, I feel great, had a great sleep. Today's going to be a wonderful day. It's going to be a wonderful day,
Yeah,
without a
absolutely.
doubt. Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's what you think, isn't it? And
it
what you
is.
feel about the day ahead
Yeah,
is how it's going
yeah,
to play
yeah,
out. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's lovely, Marion. So that was a real burst of creativity from you,
It
wasn't
was,
it,
yeah,
last
because
year?
I
And
don't
it
know,
happened really fast as
it
well.
did. It happened really, really quickly. Yeah, I was quite surprised at how, but then it was just being given to me by my guides and downloads and everything. So
Yeah.
I knew that I needed to do it. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. You couldn't ignore it, could you? It was
no,
just, yeah. Okay. All right. So there you sell them through your website.
yeah.
And how would people get hold of you? What's the name of your website? What's the
My
best way for them
website
to?
is www.yourlifesoulcoach.co.uk, and you can find me there. You can find me on Facebook in Manifesting Joy, which is my free group. You can
Yeah.
join me there, or my profile is Marion Morley. So yeah,
Okay.
you can
Yeah.
find me in all those places.
Yeah. So lots of ways to find you.
Mm.
And the cards themselves, they just make such lovely gifts as well, don't they, for people?
Yeah, they do.
It's just
Yeah,
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Have you got anything else up your sleeve then for this
Um,
year?
my new program, which
Yeah.
starts actually begins next week, and you know, my guides have been sending me down a slightly different path with manifesting, and it's not. And they're asking me to teach all about what it is you can get and have. They're asking me to teach around the connection with yourself. So my new program is called Manifesting May. So it's got
Lovely.
manifesting in it, but it is
Mm,
all about, who do you truly want to be?
yeah.
Who do you truly want to be? And this just kept going round and round in my head. And Because when you know who you truly want to be, and you can, I mean, I've created an identity statement for me. I haven't got it here in front of me, but I should have remembered and brought it. But it's all about me spreading joy, being the joy activator, and showing people. I want to show people how they can be the best possible version of themselves. So it's, who do you want to be? What's your why? Why do you want to be this? What do you want to do? Why? Because when you know these two things,
Yeah.
so purpose drops in, and the clarity around how you want to live your life and everything that you want just absolutely falls into place.
Mm.
So that's what we're going to be doing in this new program. It's a 4-week group coaching program. And we're going to be letting go of those fears, those doubts, those limitations that just sort of keep us stuck in the right place, and learning how to let go and to surrender,
Yeah.
and getting absolute unshakable belief in your ability to co-create with the universe, how you can create your life and also to co-create it with the universe. So I'm really excited about this. We're getting going next Thursday, actually.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, and it's just £47.
Mm. That's wonderful. That's
An absolute
fantastic.
wonderful,
Yeah.
transformational 4 weeks
Yes.
for you to come in and join me and get to know you, get
Mm.
to know who it is that you really, really want to be. Because
Yeah.
once you know that, then the whole world opens up for you.
Yeah.
You stop
Yeah.
people pleasing,
Absolutely.
you stop hiding, you stop holding on to those doubts and fears. So
Mm.
it's just letting go of all of the hiding, letting go of the people pleasing,
Yeah.
and not waiting for permission to do something. How often do we wait for someone's permission to do what we want to do?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good question, isn't it? A lot of people do wait for
Yeah,
permission.
wait for
Yeah.
permission.
Mm.
So that is my new
So,
program, Manifesting May. So if you want to come and discover who you really are, and
mm.
if you want to, or who you truly want to be, I should say, and if you want to get unshakable belief in you, then come and join me. It's going to be
Yeah. Sounds absolutely fantastic. And I know that it will be. I absolutely know it will be. Yeah. Okay. So are you running that on Zoom?
Yes, it's going to be
Yeah.
four. There's going to be 4 Zoom calls. There's going to be healing meditations. There's going to be a dedicated Facebook group where you can come in, talk about your progress, how you're getting on, post your identity statement when you've decided on it, encourage each other. It's so important that you encourage other members within the group and on the program as well, because
Yeah.
they might, you come in and post something and they might be a bit struggling, and they'll see your post and think, yeah, there's going to be Q&A sessions in there. So much.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a journal prompt each day as well. So something for
Mm.
you to ponder on and to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It sounds totally magical, as your
Thank you.
work always is. It's just going to be absolutely fantastic. Um, so they had the weekly Zoom calls, and there are you recording those?
Yeah,
They're all
they'll be
recorded?
recorded.
Yeah.
So if for any reason you can't make the live Zoom, you get the recording, and they are just as magical and just as full of energy.
Yeah.
Because I've had run programs like this before, had people who can't join the lives, and then they've had the recording and the reports back up. Absolutely, wow, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you still get the energy within that recording, because
Mhm.
put it in there. It's there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. And I can vouch for that, because when I did the January one with you, there were some of those that I couldn't get to on the live. So I know how potent they are. Yeah, absolutely, on the replay too. So it's just wonderful. And you have that connection with all of the other group members on there as
Yeah,
well,
you
which
do.
is just
You do.
really,
You
really
connected
lovely.
with them, and
Yeah,
that's really, really good.
yeah. Okay. All
Yeah.
right, that's good. So you have a weekly Zoom call, lots of interaction by the sound of it in between that. Is that like a kind of daily drop-in thing you do on there, Marion?
There's a
Or
dedicated Facebook group where you
yeah,
can come in. It's there. You will get there'll be a daily journal prompt, and I'm thinking that will be emailed to you each day, because I will send out a reminder each morning for the Zoom link, and I think within that I'm going to add the journal prompt.
yeah.
So there you'll get a reminder. We're going live in an hour, and here is your journal prompt for the day.
Okay. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, so it's all ready to go by the sound of it.
Ready to
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
Yeah, very,
I'm
very
really excited.
exciting.
Yeah,
And kicking off on the 1st of May, which is always a wonderful
that's right.
time to do anything,
Yes,
really, isn't it?
yeah,
Just
yeah.
magical.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, new beginnings first.
Mm-hmm.
Spring, still spring energy as well, so just beautiful.
Lots of
Yeah.
energy coming in for it,
Yeah.
and lots of people joining, and some of them have been in my other group programs I've done like this, so they are old friends.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
already messaging each other, can't wait, oh, we should
Yeah.
be starting now. So I see that they are really getting excited for it.
Yeah. Which is wonderful. And that makes you even more excited to share it as
Even more
well. Yeah.
excited, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. That's lovely. Thank you. Um, so I'm just wondering actually what we can talk about next, actually. Is there anything else that you particularly want to say to people about you, your work, or in some way maybe helping them right now? This might be putting you on the spot a little bit, so just say if it is, okay? But I'm just thinking,
I want
is there
people to know.
something
Yeah,
now that you can share with people? So like we were saying earlier about the good stuff, yeah, the feel good vibes, bringing that into the heart space. Could you kind of just drop us into that as
yeah.
a gentle way of connecting with that so people can actually feel what that's like?
I want you to know that you are here to live the life of your dreams.
Yeah.
You are here to have everything that you want. And what has happened from when you were born until whatever age you are now, you have had stuff plonked on you. You've had stuff given you. You from a very small child, you have been told you can't do this, you can't do that. Sit down and shut up. And what you've got to do is you've got to unpeel all of that and
Mm.
just really, really let it go. Um, I don't know how much time have we got left, Jane.
I think it's about, well, roughly 10 minutes, roughly.
So give me a sweet, sweet moment. Just having a look to see if I can find my heart smile
Yeah,
meditation.
good. That is the one that I was hoping that you were going to say, but I didn't want to say that to you in case it was putting you too
And let
much
me see
under.
if I can find it, because I had it all here the other day. Hmm. Just bear with me for 1 second.
That's
I
okay.
always have piles of stuff. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can remember it
Yeah,
off my head. So,
dropping into that trust, Marion. Yeah.
dropping into that trust, I can do that.
Okay,
Yes.
right.
So, taking a moment to center yourself and to completely relax down. Follow your breath. Just allow that beautiful, beautiful oxygen to flow in and out of your body. Feel it in your heart. And just feel your heart space expanding. Just expanding in your chest. Just let that absolute heart space just expand and grow. And feel it pushing out of your body, expanding into the room around you. Feel the love in your heart. Feel the gratitude in your heart. And just let it expand even more. Just coming off the roof of your house, above where you live, and then just up into space and just reaching out so that your heart is touching the four corners of the world, the four corners of this absolute beautiful universe. Place your hands crosswise over your heart space. And just, even though the energy of it has expanded right out, just feel that energy throbbing completely through your hands. Feel the smile on your heart and how big that smile is, especially with the expansion. And let that smile touch every part of you. To help with your smile, bring to mind somebody who you love, somebody who delights you, somebody who fills you with absolute joy. And then just let your smile expand with the expansion of your heart. Just big, beautiful, beautiful smile beaming all around the world. And with your smile, you are sending out love. You're sending out hope. And you are sending out joy. And it is touching absolutely everybody that needs your smile, that needs your heart smile. Doesn't that feel good? Taking in a big breath as you let it all expand out. And again, just allowing that smile. And I bet you've got a huge, huge smile on your face at the moment. Just letting it touch everybody. And now allowing that expansion to come back in, coming back into you through the roof of your house, back into your body, still feeling that beautiful, beautiful smile on your heart. And letting your heart come back to normal size now. And taking in a big, big, beautiful breath. And then coming back into your body, taking in a breath. Just feel yourself landing, grounding, feeling totally energized. And then when you are ready, coming back again relaxing, opening your eyes, and just feel that beautiful beaming smile on your face.
That
That's
was
my
really
version of it.
beautiful. That was beautiful, Marion.
Mm.
Thank you. Absolutely lovely, magical energy there.
It is
Yeah,
beautiful.
thank you. Thank you. I'm sure everybody here listening to that and taking part in that is just going to be feeling just so energized
It is,
and
and it's so
uplifted.
beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you just feel that. Yeah.
yeah,
You. When I've done it in group, everybody just their face just beams out.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah,
Mhm.
it is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, wow, thank you for that. That was the one I was hoping that you were going to come in with, but as I say, I
Yeah.
didn't want to like push
Yeah.
it, if you
Yeah.
see what I mean.
No,
I just
the
wanted
heart
to see
smile
it.
is a beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful. And I was
yeah.
given to me by a friend in Australia. So
Mm.
yeah. So it's
Yeah,
spread all that way around the world.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it does. I think it's actually something that is part of the, what do they call it? Is it the Heart Mass Institute? I think they call themselves. I think that's part of what they do. I remember finding that quite a long time ago at a conference I was doing for people with Asperger's syndrome. Was holding a conference, and I did that with everybody in the audience as well.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly sure that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is
It
beautiful. And as you say, it's around the world. It's so simple, isn't it? It's
is.
so
Yeah.
wonderful. And
And you can
anyone can
step
do that.
into it. You
Yeah.
can step into it at any
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Absolutely. Whenever you feel the need to lift yourself up a bit, you just drop into that beautiful space. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Marion, it's just been such a delight to have you on here with me today. It really has. I've just loved absolutely everything that you've shared with us as well. So thank you so much for that. And before we sign off, if you again just want to give your links, please, of how people can contact you. And remember, when I share this podcast with you, do drop the links into the comments as well so that everyone can easily find where you are, because I'm sure that so many people would just absolutely love to have contact with you.
My website is www.yourlifesoulcoach, and that's all one word, yourlifesoulcoach.co.uk. On Facebook, you can find me at Manifesting Joy.
Yep.
And my email is marion@yourlifesoulcoach.co.uk. So
Okay,
they're all
lovely.
the places that you can find me, and I will drop my links in as well later, as well as the link for joining Manifesting May.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, Marion. Yeah. So yeah, I just can't wait to get this shared out there now so that everyone can find out all about you and your magical, joyful, beautiful work that you share with all of us. Okay.
It's been my
Thank
pleasure.
Good. I'm really, really happy that you joined me. So thank you so much, Marion. Okay. Sending you lots of love. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Mm.